Hello family, how are we all doing? Hope we're all doing fine. Join me as I take you through the process of how I made this sumptuous, healthy looking pap. First of all, I started off by soaking my grains in the water for 3 days, and on the third day I washed it thoroughly, as you can see me doing here. And while washing your grains, you have to be very careful, because as you've soaked it in the water, the sand has gone down, so you have to be careful so that at the end of it to pour away the sand, which is, as you can see me doing, I washed it thoroughly and drained the water. I repeated the process severally, and when this is me still washing it, as you can see, the water is still dirty. I washed it and poured away the water that I had drained out. I poured a clean water into it, and I was done washing it. I put them into the rubber, into my rubber that was going to go grind it in the big engine, because my blender cannot grind it. So when I was done, I set it aside and proceeded to washing my tiger nuts. And this tiger nut, I soaked it for 24 hours because I bought the dry one. And as you can see how dirty the water is. The sand too, this one, it was stone. The stone were at the bottom of the rubber. So I washed them and carefully selected the dirt in it and threw them away. So as you can see me doing right now, I was selecting the dirt. I drained out the water and poured it away. As you can, this thing that I'm showing you now is the stone, the little stones that were underneath it. So I washed it again very thoroughly, and I drained the water too when I was done washing it. As you can see, it's a continuous process. Like, I repeated the same thing while washing it to make sure that my tiger nuts is neat. I wouldn't want sand into my baby's pap. So after I was done, I drained out the water that was inside and proceeded in pouring in another water in it. So here I was done washing it, and I poured it into my rubber, the same rubber my grains are into. And the grains, I forgot to mention, what I used was yellow corn, guinea corn, and millet. Precisely. Then this is my dates. I also soaked it for 24 hours, and I've removed the seed too. So when I poured it, I used my hand to turn it so that the whole thing will be the same, and I covered it. Went to the market. As you can see, this is me in the market, and the woman is blending it. So she grinded it. When she was done, we go home, and I washed my shifts thoroughly, my sieve thoroughly, which is what I'm doing right here. When I was done, I brought out my pap, rinsed the second bucket, and I had to divide it because it was more than the first bucket. There's no way I'm going to pour water in it at that quantity, so I divided it and poured in water as you can see me doing, and set aside. Proceeded to sieving this one, the first batch. So this is me sieving it, and I had to use my hand to press out the pap from the sieve so that I wouldn't waste it. And I went in with the second one. As you can see, it is a continuous process. I repeated the same process both with the first and second one. I repeated the same thing as you can see me doing right here in the video. Please subscribe to this channel, like, comment, and also share for more videos. So when I was done, I noticed that the chaff, there was still food in it, so I had to pour it into the bucket, pour more water, and shift it too. As you can see me doing, I poured more water in it and I proceeded to sieving it. It's a continuous process, repeated the same thing over and over again until I was done. So this is the second batch. I used my hand to press out the food. My husband had to come and take my baby because she was sleeping. I pressed out the water very well, set it aside, and proceeded to rinse in my bucket because that particular one that I had shift, I still had to shift it again in case if there is any dirt in it or any chaff in it, the chaff to go out. So I had to transfer it into into those buckets I had used earlier. As you can see me doing, rinsed my bath, and also my shifts. I also rinsed it too. Okay, I poured the pap into the shifts, and I poured everything at once, in fact, as you can see me doing, because I know there's not going to be much shaft in it, so I had to pour all of them in it, and I shift it. I sieved it. Sorry about my English. So I raised my bucket again. I then transferred it into the bucket. So as you can see me transferring this particular hand, I had to leave it overnight so that the main pap will go down and the water will be up, which is what I did. As you can see here, the pap has gone down and the water is up already. So I had to sieve out the water, and when I was done, I brought out my drainer. This cloth was what I used in draining the water completely for it to be the way it was in the first video, the first picture. So as you can see me doing, I poured in the pap into it and tied it very well. As you can see me doing, I tied it very well. I made it really thin. I tied it well and I put it in a bath. had to put it this way so that the water will be going down. I used this pistol to hold it. So look at the pap right now. I still left it for almost 24 hours, and look at that pap. Is it not looking yummy? Like, thanks for watching. Bye.